KFI AM 640. You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly. On demand on the iHeartRadio app.
I used to listen to Tool albums, including the debut album, which was a short one, when I was reading in English class in high school. We were allowed to listen to music, and that's what I listened to. And it had a hidden track.
That's cool.
Remember the hidden tracks you used to have on CDs?
Yeah.
It's not on the track list, but the last song would show up in your CD player, and it would say that this song is 18 minutes long. Yep. The song would play, and it would only be 4.5 minutes, and then there would just be like silence.
Yeah, because part of it was when they would advertise it, you wouldn't know it was even there, and then you just kind of let it run, and then there it was. And
there's an extra song on there. It's a little like a secret menu that they have at restaurants, right?
Yeah, what is it? In and Out.
Like In and Out.
Secret menu.
Yeah, that's it. So they did that on their albums. I like that. Chris Maryland from O'Kelly. KFI AM 640. Listen anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Ronner, there's no business like
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You can forget it. You need Tawala for that.
You don't have to do it. I don't care. I'll just tell you. There's no business like show business.
There you go.
All right. So if I were to ask you to name one of the top 10 grossing films of 2024 that was not a sequel, could you do it? Top 10 grossing films 2024. Just name one that is not a sequel.
Well, does Wicked count as a sequel, or is it just fan fiction?
So it's funny you say that, because some are saying that's the only one that is not a sequel.
Because it's technically a prequel, if I'm not mowing your lawn.
Yeah, it's kind of the origin story of the Glenn of the Good Witch and the Wicked Witch of the West, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But I feel like that's a sequel. Because prequels come out after the original, don't they? I mean, nobody looks at Star Wars The Phantom Menace and thinks, oh, that's actually before A New Hope.
Yeah, if Star Wars The Phantom Menace actually was the first movie, we wouldn't have had a series.
You're exactly right. You are so right about that.
You guys suck. That was one of the best lightsaber battles ever.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
I think me and Mark...
Go on, Foosh. I want to see this.
I'm just saying, we disagree, I think, on almost every single movie ever, because he'll like trash, and I'll tell him it's trash, and he's like, no, it's the best thing ever. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's what I sound like, too. I like your imitation of me. That's really
hold on.
Here we go.
It's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love Brad Pitt, and he's so great. And they do these stories that go nowhere.
And the thing about Leonardo DiCaprio is he actually did he did a very independent film, and it was a half silent film that a lot of people haven't seen. And it was interesting because he also played the organ for the silent film music. People don't know that.
Is that still supposed to be me? A+, both of you. Nice work.
I was a little blown away when I looked at the top 10 movies, and they were all sequels, except Wicked, which I say is a sequel. I guess fair to argue.
Yeah, technically, I guess it is.
I think it is. Some people are saying it's not. I don't care. But Beetlejuice, the sequel, number 10. Venom: The Last Dance, which I didn't see it, but I heard that movie was terrible. Is that what you heard as well? Did you see it?
That's what Mark and Mo and Tawala said. It sucks.
Oh, no. We cut our losses. I don't think any of us saw the third one. The first one was so bad, I wasn't going to watch any others.
Okay, thank you. Because I thought you guys are trying too hard with these jokes. We're really hard. Really trying. And I like Tom Hardy, too. So it was, I'm glad they were able to find an audience for it.
I think that's the bummer, is that he's such a good actor, but I guess that just did not bode well for him.
Yeah.
Well, the movie's made money, and Tom Hardy is terrific. So throw some of that Marvel dough at him, but I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, that's fine. Kung Fu Panda was 8. Godzilla X Kong. Godzilla times Kong. Godzilla by Kong.
Godzilla X Kong.
We went to that didn't we all go to that?
We sure did.
Did we all stay awake all the way through?
That one I stayed awake for.
Okay.
But that's funny. That's on the best.
The parts I remember were just imbecilic.
Yeah, that's one I think I saw. Like, if I stay at a hotel, it'll be on, HBO or something, and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this.
That's either or an airplane movie, or if you're like 9 years old.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, Airplane movie. That's a good one. I'm going to see Airplane movie. Yeah. Wicked, which I haven't seen, but by all accounts, I heard it was very good.
And it's almost 3 hours.
So this is my issue. Same thing with Dune. Dune was number 5 on the list. 3 hours is too much of a commitment for me. So I did see Dune on an airplane, coincidentally, but I don't think of it as an airplane movie. Like, I would only watch it if I were on an airplane. But I was on a 3.5-hour flight, and I went, okay, now I can watch a 3-hour movie. I just can't do, if it's more than 2 hours, it just feels like a real commitment to me.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. Blame it on TikTok for shortening my attention span, but I just can't.
Well, if Dune Part 2 is every bit as exciting as Dune Part 1.
That's it. That's it with Dune, too. It moves so slowly. OMG.
You know what's funny? Even the trailer is like,
slow.
Okay, let's get to the point. Even if, it's only 2 minutes, and I even halfway through, I'm like,
come on.
Can we get to the
the
meat of it?
Point here?
Well, my question about Dune is that, do you think that it's the same kind of thing as the Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit stuff, which is, do you have to have read the book to really be into it? Because I've tried, and I just can't get into Dune.
I think so. Now, I tried to watch, what was it, the original, was it 1984?
The David Lynch one, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't get through that either. I was much younger. I probably have more patience now, but I couldn't get through that either. I just this is trash.
Well, the thing about the David Lynch Dune, which I did see, is that it's so weird, and it's such a David Lynch movie. Yeah, I'll give that one a shot, but these Denis Villeneuve ones, they're just snooze fests.
Yeah, and again, I think I watched that. I mean, I was 6 when that original Dune came out, so I think I probably watched it when I was, or I tried to watch it when I was about 16, and I was like, this is boring. So I should probably go back to that one. Moana 2 was number 4. The other sequel, Despicable Me, what I thought was movie of the year, Deadpool Wolverine, was number 2. And then Inside Out was the big movie last year. Deadpool Wolverine, I did go to the theater. And so if I have one criticism of that, it's that I felt like the jokes were too topical. Does that make sense?
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, they were very much of today. I don't know how well it's going to hold up.
For Deadpool?
Yeah. You know, they're making jokes about Disney and the contracts with Marvel and
the stuff they got away with was astonishing to me.
No, but that's a good point though, because we all collectively loved it and how much they trashed the companies that they were part of.
Fox and 20th Century.
It was so well done. But you're right. Fast forward 10 years, it's not going to make any sense.
We're not going to remember any of that. Yeah. So that's my own. If I had one criticism of that, I felt like the jokes were too.
Great point.
Also, in 10 years, it's not going to seem violent enough.
Oh, that might be.
Yeah.
But I love the gratuitous violence, the over-the-top violence. I think I've said this before. I can't do torture stuff, but I love things like Quentin Tarantino films, where it's just obscenely violent, where I can suspend my disbelief.
Okay, quick tangent. Me and producer Matt were talking, and I was like, what, because we're talking about movies. I was like, what movies do you like? And I just brought up the Saw franchise, and he reminds me of myself. We're both kind of chill guys, but we love the Saw franchise.
Oh, I hated those.
It is so just gory, and I can't stand the sight of blood in real life.
Oh, but I will, okay.
But I will watch that. And I don't know if you saw the last one, but the last one was incredible.
No, I watched the first one. And I was like, okay, that was a well done movie. It was more of a thriller than a gore fest. I mean, it wasn't. It was a little torturing.
It was pretty gory.
The second one was definitely way more gory, and my wife made me watch that. She loves that stuff, and I was out. I tapped out after that. I said, forget it. And Hostel, I couldn't do that one either.
I didn't get it in Hostel, but the last one, I will say, I'll be honest. The last 6 were like cash grabs.
Yeah,
but the most recent one was really well done.
So the reason I bring this up is because it looks like 2025 is going to be all about more sequels. I'll tell you about those here in just a second. And then I did promise I would tell you about a couple of guys who are in trouble for their New Year's Eve coverage because it went off the rails. And there's children watching.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
It's 1994. Yours truly, 16 years old.
Ooh.
He's cruising around in 1987 Chevy Spectrum. Oh, it's what they called a hot hatch back in the day. 4 cylinders, 90 horsepower. Had a tape deck. And in that tape deck was a tape with a wire sticking out attached to a Sony Discman with up to 50 seconds of skip protection. And in that Discman was Tom Jones' greatest hits. And I was the only 16-year-old listening to Tom Jones while he cruised around the high school parking lot. But I did it. And that's how I know that Tom Jones' version of Kiss is way better than Prince's version. I will fight you on it.
You are 100% correct.
You're the first person to ever agree with me.
That, and I'm not even kidding, that car is badass. I remember because I was so jealous. I was like 10 years old, and my one of my cousins was like, I don't know, 19, 20 years old, and he had one of them.
He had a Chevy Spectrum?
Yeah.
Oh, and you liked it?
And it was so... Well, I was also jealous because he got to go out and, talk to girls and go to clubs and bars.
Oh.
But, I mean, he had a red one. And
That's
it was
right.
like the 2-door... Did you have a red one?
I had a 2-door hatchback. It was red. And now I grew up in northern Michigan, so I only had my license for about 4 or 5 months, and I hit a deer with it.
Oh!
And it crumpled up the hood. And my parents were so upset with me. It crumpled up the hood, and I had to kind of crush the hood back down. And then the lights came up. The headlights got all screwed up. So I filled it up with that spray foam, like you use around windows and doors.
Yeah.
Expansion foam. That was holding the headlights in after I got... So I got up on top of the car, and I just jumped up and down on it until I could kind of get the hood so it would latch again.
What year was it?
It was an 87.
And what year were you driving it?
94 is when I turned 16 and I started driving that car. That's also the car that I used when I picked a girl up on a date and then I rolled the car.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
What caused you to roll the car exactly?
Well, it's the only way I could get her on top of me. Hey-o! There it is. Now, I was leaving her house. I told you, I grew up in a rural area. I was leaving her house, and her house she lived on a farm, and we were driving out of, and I was trying to be cool, She was like 17 or 18. She was older, So I'm speeding away from the house, and I'm going down. She says, "Be careful on this hill." Like, I've driven this 100 times. I go down the dirt road hill that's got a curve at the bottom, and I just started fishtailing, and it got loose, and I flipped it over. And my parents were not happy with me for that. The car rolled over. I stuck my arm out as it was rolling, and it just went up on its side. It didn't roll over on its top. It just went out on its side, on the driver's side, and I reached my arm out as the car was flipping, and I remember this very vividly. I thought, oh, no. And I tried to pull my arm back in as the car was coming down, and the A post, which is the front of the car door, and by the front window, that came down on my forearm, and I just remember watching it come down thinking, it's going to break my arm, and it rolled onto my arm, and then it kind of rocked back, and I pulled my arm out. I don't think I even had a bruise. I really lucked out on that. But sure enough, there was this girl hanging on a seatbelt over the top of me, and we got out of the car, and some other people came down this dirt road, and they went, "Are you guys okay?" I went, "Yeah," and they said, "Well, here, let's help." So they got out, and we just pushed it back over, and had a flat tire. I changed the tire, and we drove off, and I went home to my house with the girl. And I was supposed to go to the movies with her. And I told my parents, and they went, "Oh, no, we don't want you to miss your date. Take your mom's new car." She had a 92 Taurus.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's right. Baller. It had 6 cylinders in it.
So, wait. What were you playing when you rolled up to the girl's house?
I don't think I was playing Tom Jones at that time.
But what were you?
I don't remember what was on.
But what were you playing?
Well, I don't remember what was on the radio. That's a really good question.
Okay. I thought you had like the cassette or the 8-track going.
No, well, again, I had the Discman that had the cord to the tape that went in. You know how you play CDs?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Into the tape player. That's how I was playing the Discman. I don't remember what I had in. This is what I'll probably need to be hypnotized to remember that.
Some Tupac or...
Yeah.
But you can never
George
go
Benson.
wrong with Tom Jones, ever. I saw Tom Jones in Vegas a number of years ago, and even as an older man, he was magnificent. I threw my own panties on the stage.
Good for you.
Well
done.
If you're going to do it, Do it for Tom Jones.
Speaking of throwing your panties on the stage, if you were at the New Year's Eve celebration and you saw Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen, I'm going to tell you there's a 50-50 chance my undies are coming off. I'm throwing them at those boys. And I'm straight as an arrow, but I don't care. I love them both.
They're quite adorable.
And then they got in trouble. Did you see they got in trouble because they were talking with DJ Diplo? Again, I'm so disconnected.
Diplo's huge. Yeah, Diplo's
I was 16 listening to Tom Jones, so as you can imagine, now that I'm 30 years later, I have no idea. So anyway, they're talking with DJ Diplo, and Diplo said something about dropping LSD. And Andy Cohen, of course, runs with it. Anderson Cooper has the news chops to go, okay, we're going to steer away from this. Andy Cohen has the entertainment chops to go, I got to see where this goes. And that's exactly what he did.
What's the most conventional place that you've done LSD?
Right now?
Right now?
Just on the helicopter on the
Oh
way
my
in.
God.
Yeah.
Please? Oh my God. Hold on.
And Anderson Cooper, of course, knows it's off the rails, and he just starts giving us that giggle, which I think is adorbs.
Please tell me.
I'm not even lying.
You're tripping right now?
Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
But it's like a light.
Okay.
It's like a light trip.
Wow. A light trip.
It's like a Seth Rogen anytime you talk to him. Kind of tripping, right? Just a little bit. So now they're getting in all kinds of trouble. So people are flipping out. Oh, just how dare you? So fans watching with their families took their outrage to social media, of course. Yes, let's laugh and giggle and promote drug use on live TV, idiotic network. Which, of course, means that they weren't watching in the first place, and they just wanted to throw a temper tantrum.
I guess
Sorry.
I didn't mean to step on
That's
you.
all right. Go ahead, Foosh.
So I guess the remote is broken because they can't watch anything
Thank
else.
you. Yeah. Either that or Fox was in a commercial at the time, and they were just changing the channel to see what else was out there. Gone are the days when you could watch this with your family. Sick. Another typed, bro, really? Kids watching and at Anderson Cooper making a fool of himself drinking. Have you watched CNN's coverage of the New Year's Eve? That's kind of their whole thing. Another person is, I remember a time if someone admitted being on an illegal drug on the air, it would make the interview pretty awkward. Illegal drugs are not a laughing matter, IMO, which is, in my opinion, for those who are as clueless as me. Maybe some people find humor in them because they personally don't care about the destruction caused by the drugs. Okay, people. All right.
That's right. You never saw old Dick Clark tripping on New Year's Eve.
No, he had the decency to do it under the desk when nobody was watching. We're going to go to a commercial. We'll be right back. I'm going to drink some more children's blood so I can continue to look 50 years younger than I am. Yeah, right? Look at all the energy I have. Disclaimer, we have no evidence that Dick Clark ever did cocaine.
Allegedly.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Still coming up before the end of the program. We'll talk about the kids these days. They're not fat. They're big boned. That is still to come. First, about streamer madness. Ronner, you and I were talking about the streaming services yesterday, or 2 days ago. Oh, it was last year. Yeah, that's what it was. We were discussing this, and I told you, I think the best bang for the buck, content-wise, is Apple TV. And you said if you get it for slow horses alone, it's worth the money. And I got to thinking more about that. Ted Lasso, Severance, Silo. These are all great films, or great shows. I love all of these things. And I was looking at the calendar of streaming shows Tech Radar had out, and Apple is prominently featured on a number of those. The Night Agent season 2, or I guess Severance season 2. Excuse me, Severance season 2. Night Agent, I think, is on Netflix, right?
Yeah, that's Netflix.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for that one.
And I haven't seen the first, so I'll have to consider that. The Studio is coming out. That's an Apple TV Plus show. I don't know anything about The Studio, but Tech Radar says we're going to want to see that. Your Friends and Neighbors, again, Apple TV Plus. And I'm still working on Silo season 2. I'm going to watch some more of that I'm only through the second episode. I kind of watched it on my own.
Oh, it's funny because we were talking about Seth Rogen. That's the studio starring Seth Rogen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I like Seth Rogen.
He's on, literally, he's on the poster.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Take a look at that then.
Yeah.
Because Mythic Quest is another one. If you haven't seen Mythic Quest.
I
like it?
Love that.
It's so good.
It's so I can't think of the word that I want to use. It's not underrated, but it's one of those shows where it's like you just can write it off as something else, but it is really, really well written.
It's great. Yeah. It's so great.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And it's not a shock because it's the guy that does It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Rob McElhaney.
Yes.
And Charlie Day.
Yes.
And then I think Megan Gantz as well. Is she? She's one of the co-creators. On that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I tell you, I think that's Apple TV Plus bang for the buck. But Netflix is looking like it's got some good stuff, and I jumped off the Netflix train a while ago because the prices kept going up, and I was thinking, the content isn't super, and am I really watching it all that much? But now I've been away from it for a year. I'm thinking I got some catching up to do. Ronner, your advice?
You got to catch up on the new season of Squid Game. It's even better than the first, I think.
Oh, it's so good.
I didn't think that was. I thought Squid Game, the first one, was so good. I thought, the sequel's going to ruin it.
No, I was with you, but I am, I think, 2 episodes from being finished with it, and it's even better somehow.
They did an incredible job because Mo was talking about how the mystery and all of the hype, from the original, the first season, it's like, what are they going to do? They found a great way to narrate what's happening now in a brand new fashion, and it's fantastic.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm in for that.
It also, without really hammering you too hard in the face about it, there are quite a number of things in it that you could regard as apt metaphors for stuff going on today. In particular, there are ways that they vote. If you're not familiar with the show, it's desperate people who go to, I guess it's an island, and they participate in games where if you lose, you die. And in between each game, they're allowed to vote whether or not they want to continue. And if you don't see the 2024 election in that, I don't know if you're watching the same show.
All right. So it's social commentary to go with that.
Very much so, but it's well done.
All right.
Very
Disney's putting out, they've got a Daredevil sequel, I guess.
Born Again. That looks fantastic. And the comic book that it was based on, I think written by Frank Miller with fantastic art by an artist named David Mazzucchelli.
This is why I love you, right?
I cannot wait to see that. It looks fantastic. And Charlie Cox is
he's so
spectacular Daredevil.
Who's the set designer on that one, Mark?
I like what you did there. I'm immune to your mockery.
Anyway, so that's what we're looking at. But a lot of these are things that are well established, and there's season 2s that are coming out. I mean, we did tell you about a few new ones, but a lot of season 2, season 3s, these sequels are Mythic Quest was season 4, which comes back to the whole sequel. Sequels are just bankable, right? Which means that the movies that you're going to see this year, we've got 28 Years Later is coming out, sequel. Superman Legacy, which is that's going to be another reboot, right?
I kind of want to see. I want to hear Mark Ronner's report on that.
Well, you've seen the trailer, right? Where it starts off with Superman falling,
and he's got his dog,
and Krypto saves him in the trailer, and everybody loves Krypto. It was a genius move on his part.
But I'm kind of like skeptic, so I want to wait for Ronner's report.
Okay.
I think Gunn knows what he's doing. He made 3 good Guardians of the Galaxy movies. His Suicide Squad movie was entertaining, even if it wasn't a classic. I trust the guy.
What was the one with what was the TV show with John Cena in it?
Oh, I can't think of the name.
I like that one too.
Yeah, that was very well done too.
They were like the pretend superheroes.
Damn it.
No, I'm just having a brain issue.
You're blanking.
Here.
Whatever it is. Yeah. I like James Gunn as a director. I trust his choices, and I am a sucker for Superman origin films. I don't know what it is about the origin stuff. I just love it.
Okay, do we just become best friends because I love origin stories too?
Yeah, definitely. We did.
Really?
Yeah.
But at this point, when the character's been around, 80 or 90 years, do you need to know Superman's origin?
I don't know.
Do you
I
need
just
to
want to see the take
depicted
on
again?
it. Yeah, I just want to see the take. I love the Christopher Reeve Superman 1. I liked when Kevin Costner was playing his farmer dad, and was it Ryan Roth or not? The
Zack Snyder Superman.
Zack Snyder. Yeah. I liked that. I like all the origin stuff. That tickles me. I don't know. Maybe
you like what you like. I just want him to get on with the story. Like, I don't need to see another Batman origin either. Just get right to the action.
See, and I like the Batman origins too. I'm okay with that.
Well, you and Foosh can.
We're gonna hang out.
Yeah,
we're gonna
get some
matching
popcorn
cargo
and-
shorts and.
put the popcorn bucket in your lap.
Yep.
You know the trick.
We'll get under the covers and we'll have.
I like it. It's gonna get cozy. Hey, speaking of streaming, I was telling you that I felt like the Netflix was starting to get too expensive. But now I'm thinking about I've got all my TV channels on Sling. I might just drop that and go to all the
Peacemaker.
streamers. Peacemaker. That was it. That was the James Gunn.
Well done.
Yeah. You're on top of it. I like this.
You got to it before 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Good. Nailed it.
It was bugging me. I was literally looking this up, and
That's
I was
great.
like, I know what it is, but
That's
I can't
great.
think it.
You nailed it.
There you go. All right.
So I was so frustrated with Netflix and the prices that were going up, but and again, I don't know. I might get rid of the Sling, and I might just go to all the streamers. I might get the Disney, Hulu, ESPN, so I can get all that packaged together and get my sports and all that other stuff. Did you see CNBC has got their streaming package out? Did you see how much you're talking about it costing?
No.
Did you catch this?
No.
A regular subscription of CNBC Plus, $15 a month. The Pro tier bundles an additional stock ratings and picks, as well as a My Portfolio feature, $35 a month or $300 a year. And if you're really committed, there's an all-access plan that includes participation in an online investment club led by Jim Cramer. That plan is $600 annually.
They're really putting it all out there for the monocle demographic, aren't they?
My God. $50 a month for CNBC? I guess they're thinking, oh, yeah, but, if you're getting one good stock tip, it pays for itself.
Yeah, really. How could you put a price tag on the accuracy of Jim Cramer?
Thank you. Oh, my gosh. $50 a month for CNBC.
Yeah.
That's a no for me, dog. That is a no. All right, they're not fat. They're just big boned. Stop making Gen Z feel bad about themselves. Straight ahead, Chris Merrill from Mo Kelly.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
One of the New Year's resolutions we all like to make is to lose weight. So, a personal journey of mine, I did lose some weight last year. Start of the year, it was over 3 bills. And I lost a bunch of weight, which is good. Got to the middle of the year, and the diet was slowing down, and so I then transitioned over to the Ozempic, and so I've been doing the Ozempic since I think August. I haven't lost any more weight. I got to be straight with you. Have not lost any more weight, but I also haven't had all the side effects that everybody else talks about. Everybody talks about how nausea and all this other stuff. I haven't had any of that. But I haven't lost any more weight. I haven't gained any weight. I've been maintaining. It is an expensive way to maintain. Man, is that expensive to maintain.
It is.
Have you tried that one thing? It's exercise.
No.
No?
No, I'm glad you mentioned that. Because basically I'm like a Gen Zer now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gen Zers are just skipping the gym. They're just going right to the Ozempic. 37% of Gen Zers that were surveyed, according to researchers with a place you've never heard of called Tibra, plan to add the GLP-1 medications to their wellness strategy in the coming year. Women are leading the charge. 30% are using the GLP-1 drugs to reach their weight loss goals, compared with 20% of men on average. Women are setting more ambitious weight loss targets. They want to shed 23 pounds. Men are looking to lose 19. That's an average. It's not an overly specific amount. So I guess what they're saying is, forget the exercise. Let's just go straight to the drugs. If you're paying for a gym membership and you're not using it, is it really a waste of money if you go to the drugs instead? I feel like you're saving yourself the hassle of the gym membership.
Now that you mention this, I think I'm going to skip smoking and go straight to nicotine patches.
That's smart. Yeah. You get all the buzz without any of the lung cancer.
Plus, Gen Z is all about efficiency.
Really?
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
imagine you're, looking at it from their eyes. You're paying a membership. You get in your car. You drive to the gym.
The time.
You spend, let's just say, 45 minutes at the gym, and you go home. You maybe lost a quarter of a pound.
No, you didn't even lose that. No.
No. Versus just injecting yourself before your daily coffee.
Oh, yeah, working out makes you hungry.
I can watch slow horses like Mark suggested.
There you go.
There it is. Lose weight while watching slow horses, Mark. You think about that?
Brilliant. I wish I'd thought of it.
Actually, you already lost the weight, but
Well, I still have more to go.
Mo has a great. When I have my own place, I'm going to do this, but he has this thing where whatever he's binging, he'll put it on and he'll just go on a treadmill and walk. And when you walk, you don't think about like you lose a lot of weight, but
right?
If you're watching 4 hours or 5 hours, 5 episodes, whatever, you're gonna lose some weight because you're just constantly moving and moving and moving.
Well, 5 episodes is like the Bataan Death March. How much is he doing?
Hey,
he binges, man. I mean,
listen, I used to do that because I'm like Oprah. I go up and down, right? And there was a time that I had a recumbent bike in my man cave, and I used to sit there and watch. I'd watch shows, and I go, you know what? I'm going to watch shows, and I'm going to just keep my legs moving while I'm on the bike. And then I would watch football, and I just keep my legs moving while I'm watching football. The problem that I have, and maybe Mo doesn't do this, we'll ask him, but the problem I have is I become competitive. So even if I'm just thinking, just keep your legs moving while you're watching the game, I still have to beat the time I did yesterday.
Oh, competitive with yourself.
Yes. I can't just say, if my pace when I'm actually working out is, I don't know, I'm just going to make up numbers. Let's say my pace is 10.
Okay.
You can decide if that's miles per hour or if that's revolutions per minute. It doesn't matter. Let's say my pace is 10. If I'm watching football and I'm thinking, just keep my legs moving and my pace is only 5, I feel like I'm somehow cheating myself or I'm losing to what I should be. Oh, I'm lowering my average. I get very competitive with myself. And so I would sit there and watch. I'd watch like 45 minutes of a show and I'm pouring sweat by the time I'm done because I got to get my workout. I got to get this in. And so I agree with the tactic. I just mentally I get in my own way.
You're on the opposite. Like the way Mo does it is he motivates himself by walking and watching a show, but you can't do that because you want to go against yourself, or not against yourself. You want to improve yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
I lose sight of what I'm actually trying to accomplish. I'm terrible. Which is why, by the way, we've been fighting obesity in this country for a long time. Come to find out, obesity won. Obesity is a little bit like the war on drugs. We lost. New York Times has an article, some doctors' offices, the weigh-in is no longer required. It may be a long-standing practice, but critics say routine weight measurements are driving some patients away from care. Yes, we've become such a fat country that we will intentionally not go to the doctor because we don't like to hit the scale. You know what? Throw me in that category. I'm definitely in there. When they say, step on the scale, I just think, God, this is the worst part of visiting the doctor. And I'm about to have a prostate check. But the weigh-in is the worst part about visiting the doctor.
It humbles you in the worst way.
Worst. And it's always some nurse that's judging you.
Well, and that's the other
thing.
And
it's in kilograms. Oh, I see you're a 78. What does that even mean? Nobody knows.
I don't know about you, but like for me, I always also feel terrible because the nurse is like half my height, half my weight. They're just these tiny.
Oh yeah.
But then I get on there, it's like 450 pounds. It's
right,
like,
of course,
she probably weighs 100 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, well, this is why no one's dating you. You would crush them. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just take my blood pressure. Let me slump off to the corner. Yeah. You guys are the best. Foosh, I love hanging out with you, man. You're just a blast. Ronner, dude, your depth of knowledge impresses me every day. You're one of the greats, and I mean that. Matt, The show was produced magnificently, my friend. You're very good, and I love working with you. You guys are the best.
He's
Can't wait till
silent,
the
and I'm
next time.
speaking for him. He killed this night.
He crushed it. He just crushed it.
Yeah.
I'm back Sunday afternoon. Talk to you then. Chris Merrill, KFI, AM 640, live everywhere. The iHeart Radio app.
You've been listening to Later with Mo Kelly. You can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. every Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeart Radio app.